Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine with the November 2022 update. Welcome to all my subscribers and my patrons, and welcome to all the people and music fans who've just found Now Spinning Magazine on YouTube or on the website or wherever else you're viewing this. Hi. This channel, this website, this whole project is here to support physical media and for music fans who still love to buy records and CDs. You'll find independent and authentic and truthful and hopefully trustful reviews of many albums and sets here. I'm completely independent, and this was set up because the fact was that I started to think I was the only person who still bought and loved physical media, whether it was records or CDs. And I set this up and I found out there are thousands of people around the world who still love to buy music and still are enthusiastic about music as the first time they fell in love with it. I cover a wide range of genres. My first love is rock music, and that's what I grew up with. But on this channel, I am not contained in a box that says I can only talk about rock or metal. I will talk about folk, funk, jazz, pop, classical, anything. And if you go through all the different videos on here, you'll see that I do cover lots of different things, and I'll also cover lots of new bands. I have a section called New Music Roundup, and I'll take risks on that. I know that by doing videos like that, there won't be many views on the videos, but it's a chance to try and get a new artist seen and heard by people who may not even know they exist. I'll do unboxing videos of brand new box sets that have just appeared. I'll do unboxing videos of box sets that have been around for ages and are out of print, so you can have a look inside them and decide for yourself, is it worth spending extra money on eBay or Discogs and getting it, or is it something you can leave behind? If I have something that I've bought and I don't think it's as worthy as perhaps it should have been, or the record label have cut corners, I will point that out and help you make an informed decision on whether you want to buy that particular thing. I also do a weekly video called Chart Watch, where I look at the UK album charts and pick out a couple of, or two or three artists, and talk about the sales figures on CD versus vinyl, because that's something I'm really interested in. And again, a lot of us still still buying physical media, so it's a chance to just see what's actually going on in the marketplace there. There's special features where I'll dive into my own personal memory bank and talk about all the different versions and how I discovered artists and albums, because I know that's really, really popular as well. There's a podcast and the podcast is really used to interviewing other people, and that's beginning to grow, and I've got some good artists and guests lined up. There is also a Facebook community, private community, where like-minded people can interact with each other. And there's also a monthly meetup on Zoom, where we have our own virtual pub called the Now Spinning Arms, where we can get together once a month and talk about music and have a chat and just, connect and be friends. Because this is another thing that I've really started to understand. Because when I set this up, the way I approach things is I've just mentioned the phrase of virtual pub. When I set up Now Spinning Magazine, it was because I missed going to a pub when I was younger, and I used to meet people on a Friday and after work, and we talk about music, we talk about what albums we bought, what we'd listened to, what we discovered, who we were going to see. And as I've gone through life, and got married and had children, everything, that becomes more distant. And I know that from many comments, as I start going back a bit, that I realised I was connecting with people in Brazil, Australia, America, Canada, Germany, France, obviously the UK, were people who were kind of like isolated and didn't really communicate. Well, they lost touch with friends and they didn't really had anyone to talk to about music about. And this doesn't have to be people of my age demographic. I know it can be people from any any demographic really. We all live quite in many ways. You could be in a busy city and still feel quite isolated. But I live in quite a rural part of Cornwall, and there's no record shops for miles. And it's, if I go to the bar, I'm not necessarily going to meet anyone who's into music. So I did set this up as a kind of way of connecting with others, other like-minded people. So there's no ego involved here. This isn't a channel where I'm trying to take over the world or just say, look at me, my name's Phil, this is what I do. The reason why I do try and answer every comment, I'll admit it's becoming more difficult to do that, but I'm still at the moment fairly much on top of it, is because I want to create a community and make everyone feel like that, if you interact with any of my videos, that I'm listening. And also I'm very, very lucky because of, I think, the approach that I've made is that I get hardly any trolls or negativity anywhere that Now Spinning functions from. And I do everything I can to protect the people that interact with Now Spinning magazine, that if anyone is rude or whatever, I just remove it. Because going back to that analogy of being in a bar, it is like a group of friends getting together to talk about music. And if someone interacts that I wouldn't really want to sit down and have a beer with, I don't really want them as around this, if that makes sense. So that is the ethos behind it. So behind all the videos, what I'm trying to do is help people feel more connected, because the news is dire, cost of living and all that kind of stuff. But we've still got all the music we've got, and I'll do my best to keep up with all the latest releases and stuff. But I just like talking about the way music makes me feel. I've been through some pretty hard times this year with health issues, but I'm coming out the other side of that, and music has helped me. And I know from the way many of you talk to me via email or messenger, etc., that a lot of you are going through some pretty tough times as well. And music keeps us together. And it helps us connect. It puts things in perspective. It really, really does. Now, normally in these videos, I give a complete rundown of everything I'm going to do in the following month. I'm not going to do that in this video because I've noticed in the last couple, I haven't quite got to the end of my list. And so I'll end up mentioning certain things 2 or 3 times. So anybody new who comes along and thinks, he said he was going to do that last time. I have had an incredibly busy month. I think this is the first month that I've managed to do a video literally every single day of the month. I don't think I've missed a day, have I? Well, it feels like that. And the Jethro Tull series, I said that October would be Jethro Tull month. Well, it was. I managed to do 15 videos for that, and still do lots of others. So all the other kind of all the other box sets I mentioned are on the list. In fact, what I'll do, as I'm thinking live in this is completely unscripted, by the way, is that everything I'm going to do will be in the description underneath this video, either on YouTube or on the website. And then I can add and subtract as I wish. But there will be some surprises, because I do have quite a few ideas that I just know are going to go down really, really well. And thank you. I'm going to say thank you to all my patrons, because it's the patrons that keep the wheels turning on this project. Without my patrons, I wouldn't be able to do this. Because while I'm doing this, I'm not earning money doing anything else. And it takes a long time to do this, actually. I love doing this, and I want to do more of it. But my patrons are the people that keep this ticking over, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do it. I just wouldn't be able to justify it. So thank you very, very much. And at the moment, I'm doing my best to build that up. But I also want to say that all of you, because I know not everyone can support me, as I say, things are hard around the world, is that a nice comment, a supportive word also makes a great difference. And I've done some videos recently where someone said, if you did that slightly differently, that might be X, Y, and Z. And I've jumped on things. Someone said, why don't you cover this, or why don't you do that? And I've taken that on board, and your comments are helping me to be more me, if that makes sense. I don't look at other channels at all, really, now. because it's just distracting, and I just want to do what I love. And I feel that what I've got with all of you here is it's great friendship and community. And I think that's quite difficult to do on an open platform, where there are no restrictions and everything. I feel really humble and honoured that I've been able to do what I've done so far. And I'm pretty confident that in November we're going to cross over the 4,000 subscriber mark, which is going to be another milestone, isn't it? Because I remember when I crossed over 150 subscribers, I couldn't believe that there was over 100 people that were interested in me rambling on about music. I was stunned, really. And there's going to be 4,000. So thank you for believing in me, and thank you for supporting me, and thank you for all your kind messages, and it means a great deal. So thank you especially to Yogi, Chris, Andy and Clive and all my patrons wherever you are around the world. Thank you for all of you who've subscribed, and if you haven't subscribed, please do ring that little bell. This is a great place to hang out, and you can, there's going to be loads of different video stuff coming through. I'm going to be moving into some different stuff as well, and doing more and more kind of open and honest and my memory stuff, and just doing the stuff that I know you all love when I do it. So take care, everybody. Don't limit the amount of news you take in, and keep spinning those discs, whether they're CDs or vinyl or even those cassettes, because they do seem to be growing in popularity. But who cares? It's just music, isn't it? It's just part of our collections. It really is. And as I've said before, music is the healer and the doctor. So special thanks again to all of you, and love to all of you, your loved ones, your families. Take care, and I shall see you very, very soon.